Hi everyone, welcome to My English. This is Hira, and today we will be looking at first question type, which is true false not given. And in this video, first of all, we will be looking at the meaning of true false not given. What exactly does that mean? Then we are going to discuss some common problems which students come across while doing these type of questions. And of course, I would be telling you how to overcome these problems. And finally, I would do the strategy, how to solve these questions, and of course, with a practice question that has come in IELTS exam. So let's get started with the first thing, which is the meaning of true false not given. So what exactly does that mean? Well, if the text agrees and confirms the information in the statement, then the answer is a true. That means it is within the passage and it is in agreement with the information given to you, then you mark it as true. However, if there is a disagreement, a contradiction, or there is a false information that you feel is given in the question statement, and of course it is present in the passage, then you're going to mark it as a false statement. Now, there are three conditions that you treat the particular given statement as not given. A, if it is not mentioned in the passage completely, which is usually not the case, but even if it is not mentioned, you're going to mark it as not given. Secondly, if it is present but partially present, partly there, partly not there. And thirdly, it is disconnected with the question. So if any of these three conditions occur, you know what to do. Now, looking at the common problems. The first common problem is that students are not used to answering such questions. They are not sure what to look for. So they spend a lot of time on this question, and this also affects the time that they have to spend on the rest of the questions. This way they're just losing out on the time. So if you do practice, you will be able to understand them and identify the tricks of doing them. Secondly is not able to understand the meaning of the question. So sometimes students fail to understand what is asked. They focus on just the keywords, just matching the keywords, and failing to understand what the whole statement means. So don't do that. Try and understand the meaning of the sentence as a whole, not particular words. Application of previous knowledge. They sometimes make assumptions that this is something that I already know about a particular topic. So they predict. Yeah, prediction of the answers is one of the key strategy of solving the paper, but not in true false not given. In this type of question, don't apply any preconceived notion, any pre-knowledge on the question. Whatever is given in the question, just stick to that. Don't apply any of your knowledge. Fine? Then paraphrasing is not usually done. What they do is they don't look for synonyms. Instead, they look for keywords and try to find the same keywords from the text, and thus they are not able to know exactly what is true, and thus they fall into this keyword matching trap. So you don't really have to match the keyword, you have to match the meaning of the keyword. That's very important. Now, how do you overcome these problems? So the first thing that you do is you read all the instructions carefully and make sure if it is a true false not given type question or it is a yes no not given type of question. The second thing that you do is you read all the statements very carefully in order to understand the meaning of the whole statement. Now watch out for some qualifying words here, like some, always, never, sometimes, always, mainly. Do not simply highlight the keywords without understanding what the statement is asking. Try to understand what the statement as a whole is conveying. Then next is you need to find the synonyms that may be used in the text. So this helps to identify matching the meaning of these keywords in the text. And finally, you go to the passage, match the statement with the correct part of the text. Now, after you have matched the statement with the part of the text from where it has been taken out, now you need to focus on the statement again and then carefully examine the matching part of the sentence to see if it is true or false. Remember, the meaning should exactly match to that of the statement. So if it is agreeing, mark it as true. If it is contradicting, mark it as false. If it is not mentioned, go on with the not given. Now, here again, do not make any assumptions that I may be knowing about it. Since I already know, it definitely has to be true or it definitely has to be false. It's okay. If the information is given to you and you're not agreeing with it, it is okay. You have to stick to the information given in the text. And if you're really unsure and can't find the answer, then mark it as not given, because each question has to be given only 1 minute strictly. Do not give more than that, because you have 40 questions to solve. You don't have to linger onto the just one question. Now let's move on to a passage that was asked in IELTS as a true false not given. So this is a passage that we have selected for today. Now as you see, there are questions over here, true, false and not given, and on the other side this passage is given to us. Now before I begin with this, I want you to pause this video and try to mark the answers to all the questions, whatever answer you get, true, false, not given. And then you can play and then see, are you able to understand what I'm trying to say, or have you got the correct answers or not? Now let us begin. So first of all, what you did was you read the questions. So while reading, you need to highlight or you need to underline some keywords. Chronobiology is the study of how living things have evolved over time. Chronobiology might sound a little futuristic, like something from a science fiction novel, perhaps, but it's actually a field of study. So what is it? It is a field of study. So it is a field of study that concerns one of the oldest processes life on this planet has ever known. And what is that process? Short-term rhythms of time and their effect on flora and fauna. Okay, now what is flora and fauna? Flora and fauna is nothing but living things. Okay, study is there, but in the passage it says that it is a field of study that concerns short-term rhythms of time and their effect on flora and fauna. And here it says study of how living things have evolved over time. So does the passage say that it is the study of how living things have evolved over time? No. It says what is the short-term rhythms of time and what has been the effect on flora and fauna. So we are going to mark this as false. Next one. The rise and fall of sea levels affects how sea creatures behave. Okay. Now for this, I'm going to take this color. So rise and fall of sea levels. What is rise and fall of sea levels? The up and down of the sea levels. Affect means that it is getting affected by something. It is influenced by something, or it is impacted by something. So this becomes my keyword. Sea creatures. What are sea creatures? The creatures that live under the sea, and how they behave or how they react. Now if I read ahead, I read that this can take many forms. Marine life. So marine life is nothing but sea creatures, isn't it? Okay. Is influenced. Influenced is nothing but affect. So this is how I do paraphrasing. Okay. Then tidal patterns. What's tidal patterns? Tidal pattern is nothing but rise and fall of sea levels. So how is it going up and down? Okay. So I have got my statement. This can take many forms. Marine life is influenced by tidal patterns, and rise and fall of sea levels affects how sea creatures behave. So this statement is nothing but the exact replica of the same. So I'm going to mark it as true. Now next is most animals are active during the daytime. So most animals are active. Now my keyword becomes most animals, then active, and then daytime. Now please remember that most is a qualifying word. Now let's read further. Animals tend to be active. So I've got one of my keyword here, active, or inactive depending on the position of the sun or moon. Numerous creatures. Now numerous means what? Many. Creatures means animals, humans included, are largely diurnal. Now what is diurnal? Diurnal means they like to come out during the hours of sunlight. That means they come out during the sunlight hours. That means they are active during the daytime. So basically I have to compare one statement which is most animals are active during the daytime and the other statement which is numerous creatures are largely diurnal, which is numerous creatures are active during the daytime. But now I want you to identify whether most is the same as numerous or not. Most means majority. Most means majority, while numerous means many, a number of, a large number of. Okay, so most is something that we refer to as in totality, while numerous is an absolute number. So according to that, this statement becomes a not given. So I don't know for sure whether most means all the animals or most doesn't mean all the animals. Now similarly, I'm going to give you the answer for the fourth and the fifth one, and I want you to tell me whether it is matching with your answer or not. And if it is not matching, tell me or let me know why you feel it is correct or incorrect. So the answer to the fourth one is again false, and the answer to the fifth one is true. If it is matching with your answer, then great. But if it is not matching, just let me know in the comments below. But I can just give you a hint where you may find the answer. You will find the answer to question number 4 over here, and the answer to question number 5 over here till this place. If you're not able to come to the right answer, please let me know. And even if you're able to find the right answer, do let me know in the comments. Till then, take care, God bless, bye bye, and have a great day.